Hello, greetings. Welcome to the BlackBlock server. I'm Apple Pie, and we're going to go on a trip down memory lane. This is the BlackBlock server. We're in Season 6 right now. This season started in June of 2023 when the 1.20 update hit. And I had joined this server about a month beforehand and sat there and counted off time until we were able to launch. And then this server was my really first big experience with SMP. I only played here for a few months because things got a little bit hectic, but I wanted to go through here now and sort of catalog what all I was able to do, because Season 7 will be starting within a week, and I am excited for that. So, my castle, my base, one of the first things I built. I built it out of cobbled or deep slate. It's a design that, if anybody's watched the rest of my videos from Dementiacraft, it's the same castle design as I made my sandcastle / aquarium / trader hall out of. But I decided to settle in this absolutely gorgeous jungle biome here, right near the end of the edge of the map. So if you take a quick roll around here, the map border was right along this line up until it looks like it was expanded some point during the last year. But the active community on this server was pretty hopping at the beginning. They made it only 2,000 by 2,000 blocks. I should say 4,000 by 4,000, 2,000 from spawn. So the people were building right next to each other, which was actually kind of cool. People had to actually learn how to live together. There was some boundary disputes. There was some other shenanigans that went on at the beginning. But this was a really nice place to build at first. And who in the world would build there? I know. So I settled on this little peninsula here, completely cleared it off of everything, and did my usual strategy of building a villager trader as soon as possible so I can get the enchanted books. Gotta get mending as soon as you can, why not, right? And then I built some places to live, some basic dwellings, and my basalt farm, which I ended up selling basalt in the store for actually a decent amount of cash. The rest of everything here has been decorative. I, at the time, did not know how to build a villager breeder, so I just stuck some villagers in my windmill and bred them. It was cool until a raid came through, because I was really smart and it kicked it off, and they ran in there and took care of everybody. So we had to recover all that. None of the buildings here are very useful. None of them are like my current method, which is that every building in a town has a purpose. But I do want to introduce Jackknife, my day one horse. This guy almost got blown up by creepers like 5 times. He's a boss. That's right. The farm is decorative. I never harvested it once. So this was an attempt for me to understand how to build a town, how to build things around other things. Because if you look for what actually do have functionality wise, I've got a gunpowder farm in here. I've got a zombie spawner farm. I've got full food, potato, carrots farms, and they're all connected via underground tunnel. I don't like that model anymore. I really like having houses for each build. But this was most definitely me learning how to do some things. So up above here, I've got my cat with my killing chamber on creepers. It does not work very well. It never did. I maybe got a few stacks of rockets out of it, but it was a flawed design on my part. I attempted to go off design and see if I could do it myself, and the answer is no, I cannot. But, you know, it's nice to have a zombie spawner. That was all I was really able to get done. I mean, this... I'm gonna trap myself in there. Okay, cool. The server has gone on. I've kept track of what's been going on with it. I've followed it on the Discord and everything, but, you know, I've been detached this whole time. And there's a few story items that I want to go over, you know, kind of my lore on the server. And again, my food farms. Buried those guys early, and that has done well. So this, as far as, well, the eye you can see here is what I put together. Absolutely microscopic compared to what I've built out of Pieville. And then I moved up here at the invitation of my neighbor, Paradigmia. So we shared a lot of resources. I used her iron farm, and a lot. She used my traders. We kind of built an alliance. Us and one of the server admins who lived here. But when the server started, none of this organization happened. All the people had not moved up here. I was the first. So I came zooming up here, and I wanted to get my hands on a village. I wanted to get an unlimited supply of villagers. I wanted to terraform a village and turn it into something amazing. And so I started doing that, and, you know, it became apparent that going and joining Paradigm should be a lot more fun up there. So what I came in and did was I took this village, which it looks like somebody has come in and cleaned up a little bit. That's very nice of them. My bedrock mine is in this mountain, and all the way up until I had to leave the server, that I used that mine instead of over in my base. This is where I got Jackknife from. As I got on him the first time, a creeper blew this whole area up. But horse is a survivor. I put this obnoxious cherry sign or stack up here. Had a bunch of signs that said "Apple pie, stay away." And my original villager breeder was in here. I had this wall built up around. It was messy, but it ended up working because I was able to transfer about 24 villagers from there all the way over to the new base via railroad. The railroad was quite nice. It came all the way along here. It's still up, the whole thing. That's awesome. So anyway, that's how I moved in. The random generator of buildings on the servers add to some nice flavor. Like we've got this this is a pre-built structure here, this little bridge thing. If you drop down in there, it is something that you would find generated in other parts of other servers. But down in this gorge here, I torched out as much as I could. I think I did a decent job, but not completely. I was going to build a castle. I was going to fill this whole thing up and make it a like dark, insidious castle that stuck up out of the crater in the ground. I was going to start it down there where the 6 torches are, but time did not permit there. And there was a lot of great caving that went on around this. This whole area under our bases was a gigantic cave. And I apparently claimed it for Pie Castle. Very nice. The giant pyramid that I was attempting to build, my very first house here was this one, just to keep mobs off of me and, you know, hold the basics. So I spent a decent amount of time in here. I kept the horse in here for a while. And then I was attempting to build an indoor city. This whole thing was going to be an indoor city. It was going to be wonderful. I made it 50 by 50, which is the exact same dimensions that I made my sorter castle out of in Pieville. The transport through the nether was done through hub and tunnel network. It was not a roof network. You can see the farms that I emptied out to move my villagers underground. And then my initial blacksmith area here. I had a full lava farm. But it ended up getting too big of a project, and I decided I wanted to do something else, so I moved. And I just covered the top with dirt. And this kind of reminds me a little bit of the first attempt that Skiz made at his Season 10 build on Hermitcraft. Got a pyramid that you start out of deep slate and, you know, get told, hey, that's going to be too big, and you say, yeah, you're right, and just move on. Excuse me. I have never come through this area with shaders before, but I'm assuming that was a skeleton shooting at me. Sure. This looks absolutely awesome with shaders. One more overview of the Aristocrats was the name of our alliance. The 3 of us. A little overview of our area here. And then I'm going to head on over to spawn. And the nice part about there's being a 2000 radius is, even when we didn't have Elytra, it only took about 10 minutes to run back to spawn, so it was not a difficult thing to go restock stores when you've got a horse. I am not purposely not going to jump on the horse to see my horse stats with my lunar launcher modifications. I don't want to know how bad the horse actually is. Initial map claim that I had made was going to be this area right here around this lake, but then I saw the village that was open on the savanna biome and went straight for that. Best mob farm in the game was under here. And speaking of mob farms, I missed something. Before I head on down further south, I wanted to take a quick flop through here and show my first mob farm that I ever built. There's a double cave spider farm here. And so I wanted to do a quick overview. What's funny is that I came in here and I put this piece of basalt down. It kicked me, put me back out up at the village, but the basalt is still here. Shenanigans afoot, let me tell you. Yeah, poison. Anyway, so a very fun mine complex that was down here, huge, and ended up being able to turn it into a quick fix for fixing tools and armor. It was certainly not the speed of a ender farm, of course. No. Oops. Elevator design 101. So, quite proud of that. Especially learning how to make a bubble elevator for the first time is really exciting. Not sure what that was, but okay. A lot of wonderful pre-generated structures here. Little design builds. Some of the best builds from Season 5 were carried over into automatically deployed structures for Season 6. Some of them were really good. They had a great witch house that was a way to get amethyst and a bunch of other actual good items without having to spend a lot of time at the beginning of the game. Anyway, good mob farm down below here. Lots of bone meal skeletons, whatnot. And then, how you know you're almost to the spawn is this big old mountain range. Spawn is this really cool cherry biome that got built up around a crater, like a deep lake. And so people built their homes, including my future home right there. Had a great idea. It was going to be wonderful. But alas, did not happen. But anyway, this spawn house right here. Achievement board, task board, another spawn. I'll see what they've done since back in the day. Oh my word. This is awesome. Yeah, when I had stopped playing, there was maybe a 20 by 20 unmined netherrack. This is incredible. Really leaning into the whole cherry biome being new in the 1.20 update. We've got the 4 cardinal directions already loaded apparently. I was not part of this, but now I want to go see. We went north. Traditional ice design with the boats. Very fast. And my base would be almost exactly here. Like right at the end of this. So this is incredible. I had no idea that this much effort had gone into the hub, because for the first 3 months it was left quite alone. And we were all building random tunnels and walkways to the base. I remember getting my tunnel blown up a number of times by ghasts. And so the museum is down there. And the last thing I want to do is go check out the shopping district and how it looks now. So Quest 2 is the basically community event run by one of the server admins. They built an entire village. They ran all kinds of events. They did treasure hunts and that sort of thing. With this spawn village, you go underneath it, comes out on the side, and it's the shopping district. And this is Quest 2, the event area. But I don't recognize a lot of these stores. The Cube I remember, the pawn shop, which is really kind of fun inside. Skulk and everything. Oh, they put a map up. Cool. Alright. Whoop. Oh, funny stuff. You shoot me over here. If I remember correctly, that guy has been sitting in a boat this whole year. Powder, basalts, books, and rocket. Ye old pie shop. Now we're using these instead of I guess the custom items. The custom vendor chests are no longer doing much. And then we're gonna take one more flight. Season 7 coming up. I'm gonna give it a shot from the beginning, see what I can come up with. I've been coming up with ideas on what to build. Not too thrilled with the whole armadillo thing, but I feel like the auto crafters are just going to make everything worthwhile. Right now, I'm a resource gatherer, and right now, having to combine iron and bamboo and all that kind of stuff into blocks to keep it from choking a storage system is just, way too much effort. So I'm going to figure out how to use these crafters to do it. But this was a great first SMP season. The first one that I started off scratch with everybody else. Before this, I had only been on one other SMP at all, and that was, fell apart pretty quick. And I joined in after everybody was established, so it was a very good experience. Learning how to build from the ground up, learning how to get resources, learning how to get everything that is needed to propel yourself into the next build, what farms you need and or what mining needs to be done. All of that was the first few months here. And from here probably till eternity, every SMP that I play, I will build some modification of this castle design because I love it. It's a lot of fun. I didn't fully unlock the potential here by tearing the roof out and making it huge. But if we remember right, I was able to build a 56 item sorter in this size of a room at the last one, but I had to tear the roof off to go a little higher. So I learned everything about the end here. So honestly, this was my first ender chest that I'd ever touched. The first time killing the dragon. The first time hoarding resources that I will never ever need. My first extensive shulker box usage. All that. It's been a lot of fun. And my just learning how to build basic farms, such as this nice little water-based sugarcane farm that doubles as a bamboo farm, first auto smelter, lava farm. This area under here I had such grand plans for, it just did not, it was not worth it to come down here and actually build. So it was purely functional. I thank you for stopping by the pie. I never named this place. Pieville's already taken, so we'll call this Pie Block Season 6, yeah. And then we'll see what we can do in the next one. One other piece of the tour to go through for BlackBlock. It was my first attempt at a even mildly challenging farm, which now has, that's me, Aristocrat Gold Farm, which now that I'm using shaders I can see from the ground. And it looks like more than one gold farm is here right next to each other. This one's mine. This one's not. Oh, that's just an overall piglin farm. My goodness. Got it sorted and everything. Well, I'm very flattered that they left my gold farm up here, because I don't think it was very effective. He said it was my first attempt. It's not doing too bad. When I built this, I was still massively afraid of heights, even in the game. So my finger would cramp holding down the crouch key. Still paranoid that I was going to drop off, even though I had an elytra and could fly down. So that was kind of fun. I remember it being very nerve-wracking. But I was very proud of getting something like this done. It took me a week, I think, because I would be too like mentally exhausted to go up onto the top and again. And possibly that's because I couldn't see all the way to the bottom like I can now, but anyway, this is just one more piece. Wanted to catalog that I built an actual farm in the Nether. Little AFK platform up there. Bye.